Next time they shine your light in the sky, don't go to it. The bat is dead. Bury it. Consider this mercy.
Tell me. Do you bleed? You will.
And welcome to another watch along and comment stream for the Qatar Hall, the Qatar Lal podcast. And tonight we'll be doing the watch along and spoiler comments for Rebel Moon Part 2, the Scargiver, which is number one over at Netflix Philippines and all over the world. Let's check out uh, the chat. We have Sin Havoc. Good evening, good morning, good evening, good afternoon, wherever you are. Sin, and this is a really cool movie, and it's available in at Netflix. Rebel Moon Part 2, The Scargiver. It's a 2 hour and 3 minute movie. The rebels gear up for the battle against the ruthless forces of the Mother World as unbreakable bonds are forged, heroes emerge, and legends are made. And yes, we do spoilers. We do what else do we do? We're number one in the world, and let's start the show. Everyone has their Netflix on. Make sure it's on zero, and let's play in three, two, one, and play. All right, Netflix with the Rosing Coral anthem, Grand Electric. Stone Curry. You have Jimmy in narration. Right, whether you like it or not, Rebel Moon is number one. Sucks to be haters. And right, so it's pronounced as Gunnar. Well, Anthony Hopkins is the authority. I have a question. If Sin will answer, the mother world is the mother world benevolent or malevolent? Is the royal family benevolent? We'll see. Yes, they can take it as long as they engage with the movie. So engagement is the key for everything. The dreadnought is reminds me of Star Blazers, the Argo, Commander Cassius. looking intense. The scribes remember. This is one of the most exciting films I ever watched. This is actually my fifth fifth screening for this movie. Totally enjoyed this. Okay, the mother world is malevolent. So the king, the father of Isa, is a malevolent king, right? Especially the army. This totally reminds me of Cocoon. So we've been doing the watch along, the engagement for Netflix for since it was shown on the 19th, right? And this is gonna be good. He admitted to Kora in part one. Yes, the king is not as good as he seems. This is going to be a long story. Hey, Brogu's in the house. How are you, boy? The Scargiver. Now you see the visuals of yes, the farming moon of Veldt seems peaceful at times. Timestamp, of course, is 1 minute, 1 hour and 58 minutes, 40 seconds remaining in the movie. Hagen and Den were our farmers. Hagen was the one who discovered Kora in part one. Now we see Aris and Sam. Aris is sort of oh, not excited to see because he knows something is coming. See the ancient symbols, the pyramid with the eye feels like the king's gaze will arrive in 5 days on Veldt. So that will be The statue in the dreadnought is Anunnaki. Now we have Jimmy scanning the newly arrivals. Yes, Sin, the king's gaze is an Anunnaki, has Anunnaki overtones. I can stay, but I want to say, okay, have a good one, Brogu. See you in the stream soon. Enjoy your day, Brogu. Admiral Noble is dead. What can you say about that? They don't know that the mother world revived Noble. I told everyone that Rebel Moon is a story from the old world. Right you are, Sin. Right you are. It has overtones of the movie influences I see from Aliens to Seven Samurais, The Magnificent Seven, and other important movies. Star Wars is still there. There's a difference between the molten sword handled by Nemesis and the swords handled by the Cryptea. Yep, Seven Samurais. Did you know that the Cryptea is the death squad of the Spartans? So Zack is still in 300 mode, right? Right, right. General Titus. Yep, this is Sparta. They use the Cryptea as highly sort of assassins or the leaders for the army of the mother world. This is this just show how vast the storyline for Rebel Moon is. I won't be surprised if Zack inserts Krypton sometime, maybe on part three. Part three, part three. All right. That's a pep talk. Gunnar is gonna show his love for Kora. This is a real talk from a farmer to a warrior. We must be reminded that Gunnar is still a farmer, and Kora, Archelaus, is still a warrior. Go, Gunnar. Look at that background. Gunnar is asking Kora of what Noble said in part one. Of course, we will see the history of Kora in this part. Belisarius is one ambitious senator. They really they made a coup. They committed a coup d'état, and uh, the assassination of the royal family reminds you of Russia, right? The assassination of the Tsar and his family. They planned to end the expansion of the mother world. This is the reason why they assassinated the king and queen and the princess. Notice that they named the Scout the ship of Princess Isa as a peacemaker. Of course, DC fans will credit that. This part is so eerie. Carry Eels as a king. The actor who played Belisarius is still young. Look at that. The king feels something is wrong. Belisarius, where's the Kali? Why aren't the furnace lit? The Kali is the one who powers every dreadnought in the mother world. These are interdimensional beings. That's the actor from Hawkeye. Yeah, the one who takes care of Echo. The military are sort of don't want peace. That's why they assassinated the king, the royal family. So basically, Belisarius planned all this. He planned all this, the assassination, along with the rest of the Senate, but somehow they involved Archelaus, and she gunned down Princess Isa. As she gunned down the princess, it seems that her essence is scattered across actually time and space. Rebel Moon reveals a lot. The military wants endless wars. Sounds familiar. Ah, yes, that's true. That's true. It's my term for it is war economy. Now, uh, she Belisarius wants is acting all innocent, and he blamed her. He used her because she is an outworlder. She's from a different planet, and even if he raised her, he groomed her to be the assassin of the royal family. Wow, that's intense. He can't make herself to kill Belisarius. That's probably her greatest mistake. She's an outlaw. Yes. If you want to live out, outside the law, you have to be honest. That's what Bob Dylan said years ago. The haters really hate uh, Rebel Moon because I think they want clout for hating. If you watch all those different YouTubers, you'll get a hint of what I'm saying. That's a wake up call. It's harvest time. So this reminds me of Seven Samurais, where the farmer. It's because of the farmers actually. The Japanese version has them singing while harvesting their crops in Seven Samurais. We see them from dawn to harvest wheat. This is wheat. What's the difference between wheat and rice? Farming is farming, whatever place you are, when wherever you are. Absolutely, they love to hate. They can hate. Keep up the engagement. True, those haters hate. I think they get paid for hating on Zack's movies somehow. Private Aris and Sam. Farming is the essential for survival. Of course, it's food production, and a lot of people have exchanged the agriculture sector with the industrial sector, and they converted land used for food production to residential areas. That's the fact of life. $50 for paid positive and negative reviews ain't saving them anymore. Yeah, especially when they're exposed. We those critics, so-called critics, were exposed. So Cassius is still military class. So he killed one of those scribes. The guy who played Cassius is from Mexico, and I hear he's famous there. He is keeping the scar given by the Scargiver. Ed Skirred's other role is the transporter reloaded, right? General Titus. The singing here reminds me of Zack Snyder's Zack Snyder's Justice League, uh, where the female Icelander sang something for Aquaman. So they're using hovercrafts to carry the the harvest. Essentially, Rebel Moon uh, revived something that's missing in Star Wars. Duna Bay as Nemesis, cool actress. Digimon Jimon Hansu is General Titus, and he's not drunk anymore. This is old world actually. You drink from barrels, groundwater, and Kora saw it. This is a community where they all helped out in the harvest process from milling also, So Faunus and Marcus were those two soldiers from part one who got killed by Kora and Jimmy. Harris is such an actor. Nemesis is amazing. True. So, timestamp 1 hour 35 minutes and 35 seconds remaining. This is actually a shorter than part one. You see Milius uh, milling the wheat, the grain. This is how rice farmers work here in the Philippines. Although, and yes, it's not automated. So you do notice that whenever a rebellion starts, the farmers are the very first affected. The actress who played Milius is trans, right? Signs of the times. That's true. That's true. These are we cannot really stop them until unless something cultural happens. So Sam made banners for each of the warriors. Tarak is so cool. He's untamable. So that's one of the hints that he's Conan the Barbarian or the Savage Hawkman, whichever you pick. Nemesis is so cool. So Gunner is the heart of the team. Of course he is. Uh, this is looks like it's been directly uh, taken from Seven Samurais. She just chilled out. Yep, she just chilled out. How do you rate this movie? I think we have the same rating for this movie in Batdan's stream earlier. That's why I say it's more Seven Samurai inspired than. Yes, it's true. It's more Seven Samurais, actually. And even the Magnificent Seven. I'm thinking of doing a Magnificent Seven watch along someday. Yeah, we have the same rating in Bat Dance channel early, early on today. Titus is a warrior singer. Fawn. Is that his language? When the director's cut comes out sometime in August, it'll probably be at 10. Actually, I heard that it's a different film altogether, so that will be awesome. I'll give it a 10. Both movies, actually. We have Jimmy listening to the song in a distance. Jimmy with the cape and the antlers reminds me of Batman. And then when the battle uh, begins, it reminds me of Superman without the antlers. Titus song is the same song you hear in the teaser trailer for part one. Ah, yes, I remember. It's time for training. Time 1 hour, 28 minutes is our time stamp for the movie. Jimmy is Batman and Superman combined. Yes, yes, true. Jimmy is James. We call him James. They're gathering every hunting rifle they have in the farm. Actually, I know of a farming community where they keep their guns on the ground. They buried it. They bury it because honestly, in the Philippines, you can't carry a gun without registration, without a license, and it's quite expensive to own a firearm down here. Tarak is teaching the farmers how to use a blade. You notice that Kora just cuddled the hair of Gunnar. They're in love. They're using sights and, you know, whoa, that was a very cool gun for Sam. I think the Princess Isa will be reincarnated somewhere, sometime, probably in part three. I hope Henry Cavill plays a role in Rebel Moon Part 3. So, how long is 2 seasons? The ship just more than likely. Yeah. Kora just abandoned her ship, and it's a good thing that it's still in working order. It still has power, still works. So, what other movie do you did uh, Sofia Butella appear in? Seasons depend on how they tell time on Veldt. All right, that's a cool explanation. Sophia Butella was in Tom Cruise's The Mummy 2018. She was also in Kingsman and Star Trek, right? Uh, Star Trek Part 3. Yes, The Mummy 2017, The Kingsman. I haven't watched Atomic Blonde, actually. Yes, Star Trek 3. And one of those low budget monster movies. Everyone must share the truth. This is the origin of the characters that the betas and the haters so much wanted in part one. Okay, I'm gonna watch it one day or even later tonight before I go to bed. Could be an interesting film. Jason Bourne, but female, right? Atomic Blonde is. He Belisarius had uh, Titus's men executed in front of him. They died for him. Never again. I will never surrender. The hashtag we use for the in Philippine politics was never forget, never surrender. So there's a scene from Milius that didn't make it to this PG-13 cut. Never compromise, even in the face of death. So Titus was military that had ethics. He refused to kill so many people. Now we have Milius who is a slave. Milius was rescued by the rebel forces of the Blood Axis. So this is the appearance of yes, the cutscenes probably will be in the director's cut. So we have Darren Bloodaxe in a flashback. Ray Fisher's only seen here in part two, The Resistance. I read the Blood Axe, the House of Blood Axe comic book, uh, issues one, two, and three. Have to reread it probably sometime. It's really deep. The whole Rebel Moon mythos is deep. Now it's Nemesis' turn. They live in a fishing village. The Imperium troops slaughtered everything and everyone. Whoa. So you cannot tell where the Imperium was nasty and real nasty because they're conquerors. The Molten Sword and the Smoking Sword. Nemesis Sword is burning hot red, while the ones from the Cryptea are blue hot. Samurai level. Yep. Revenge. Molten swords. The blue swords, the blue molten swords, were used by the scribes also. in part one. Now we have Tarek's backstory. It seems that the Bennu came from Tarek's planet, and they use those Bennus as weapons. See this scene. This scene is at the 1 hour 15 minute uh, mark. Time remaining is 1 hour 15 minutes and 30 seconds. This is where all those Bennus are flying. These are, of course, mythical creatures known as the griffins. Yes, they are majestic creatures. It turns out that Tarak was ran away to fight another day, but never happened. And we keep telling that ZSJL 2 and 3 are inevitable. Ray Porter is one hell of an actor. Yes, his mom told him to run. And in this part, Kora is lying, not telling the whole truth. Only actually the one who knows the backstory is Gunnar, and somehow Titus knows. That's why he's asking, sure? Reporter Sports. So, yep. Uxas, the young dark side. And they tested what Titus is drinking. It's plain water, making him sober. His last drink was in the gladiator pits of Pollux. Pollux. Okay, it's time. No mercy. Clear mind before battle. That or in order to have berserker to go in a berserker frenzy, drink water. Really? That's General Titus to you. They're they're a playful bunch. Beautiful cinematography, beautiful effects. Man, this is what Star Wars should have been. But yep, his royalty ethics is showing. Refer Titus as general. That's general to you. General Sin Havoc. Okay, yeah, we're in 1 hour, 10 minutes, and 20 seconds remaining in the film. This reminds me of the Bat Cave in the Dark Knight trilogy, mostly Batman Begins. This is where Kora will talk to the Jimmy. So Jimmy looks like an old pagan god, wood god actually. BVS Ultimate Edition and the Dark Knight trilogy. True. So Cora refers to him as James. This is Zack's way of honoring Jimmy. This is the Bat Cave. Anthony Hopkins' voice is really regal. It's classic. He's not certain why he saved Sam. The thought of her being hurt or destroyed opened a part of me that had been closed. So there is something about Sam that's ripe for exploitation in the future. Jimmy's just being realistic. You must know you cannot win. That's a realistic approach for Jimmy. And when they're all set, the dreadnought appears in the sky. Oh boy. Okay. Panic mode. They need to finish up. So The Imperium still needs the grain. Now they'll dispatch the Cryptea. They look like giant Cossacks from long ago. Man, this is a full invasion. That's because the Imperium don't know how to cook. They need cooks. Man, awesome effects. CGI is seamless. Nemesis garments is similar to uh, the the garb worn by ancient Korean women called the wonwa. Notice the waterfalls from the mountain near the village. Man, this Zack's eye for detail is so awesome. And the grand entrance of Atticus Noble again with the scribes and Gunner with his shaved face. It's an honor for in homage for the shaved watch we had for Ben Affleck. Yes, it does have a pyramid structure. It the falls reflect the structure. He's showing his scar to the scar giver. he he's quite different from part one. His eyes are more black in the It reflects how he died already in his zombie mode, right? The choice is relegation, disgrace, or death. They're trying to negotiate, and somehow in this moment, Admiral Noble almost convinced Kora. Actually, Kora was convinced, Gunner was not. So we have the Kryptea leading the soldiers to enter the long house. Kora was made into the sacrificial lamb for Balisarius. So all the soldiers has guns and swords. Look at their back. Those are the blue molten swords. Cryptea, the Spartan death squad. So it's this is Sparta moment. So somehow Atticus Noble convinced Cora to lay down their arms. The exchange will be her for the village. If you believe a treacherous man like Atticus Noble, Gunner is more. Gunner is more of a. He can sense that Noble is going to do wrong, and you notice Admiral's facial reaction. Boom! Now this is war. This is a war film. This guns can kill you. The sword. If you're stabbed by a sword, stab, cut in half, you'll die. Unlike what they did with Star Wars nowadays, where the last one who died from a lightsaber stab is Qui-Gon Jinn. So 57 minutes and 10 seconds left in the movie. Basically, this is Atticus Noble's superhero landing scene. His trencher scene a la Wonder Woman. This is the last moment, the den moment. The next scene will probably kill him. All right. Molten sword versus smoking sword. Even if you are good in swordplay, the sheer number of your adversaries will turn the tide always. The use of slow mo is well made. Man, it's like watching an old war film. This is it. Den versus Atticus. The farmer versus the admiral. Well, gee, Guardians of the Galaxy sucks. It really sucks. Number one, it's not the Guardian I read when I was young. The Guardian of the Galaxy comics that I had in the boxes near my den is from the future. And yes, exactly, exactly. That was a sweep. And to note, Noble used a Bowie knife to kill Den. Yep, that's from the early 2000s, Guardians of the Galaxy 3000, with Charlie 27, Starhawk, Nikki 6, Nikki 6, and Vance Astro, which haven't appeared in the movies yet. Yep, Vance Astro never made it in film. The shape of the dreadnought, similar to space battleship Yamato. So Zack really pulled all non-stop in influences he had. Kora and Gunner fake their way to the king's gaze. Spoiler, spoiler, spoiler. Next scene will be like aliens. Ripley, actually. This cave, the time has come for all that you love, for home. Protect each other and show them no mercy. So Sindri was the village father from part one. And this is fight and die. Leave the dying to your enemies. That's Zack Snyder's humor. Oh, cybernetic arms just got sliced. Slice and dice. No mercy. The sword is smoking. The ones that Nemesis is using and the ones that the Imperium is using. Blue hot and red hot. Like an LPG, blue flame. This is the Boris Boleo tribute homage. Looks like something out of heavy metal. And boom, it is very heavy metal inspired. That's true. S- If you see the photo, it's awesome. All right. See, when you get stabbed by a molten sword, you die. same knife that the boy used, Nemesis used to kill the Cryptea officer. The boy and Nemesis has uh, grown to like each other. Probably reminds them of someone they know. The Mandalorian PTSD continues. Of course, it. I mean, true. Well, I blame Kathleen Kennedy for that, and I'm dreading to see what will happen when they show the acolyte on Disney Plus. Cringe, incoming cringe moments. Sabine, Sabine, of course, should have died, but no, they're planning to effeminate Star Wars. Sorry for the word, but it's happening. Nemesis is the first casualty of this war. No, the first casualty was from part one. If you remember, in Seven Samurais, a lot of the swordsmen also died, same as the Magnificent Seven. Oh man, this is a picture perfect scene. Those betas really hate Zack's use of slow mo, but it enhances the story, in my opinion. It does not hinder the storytelling at all, in my book. They will say that I'm a Snyder cultist for saying that. And victory yell. They thought it was over. And then the second wave is about to start. Man, this is war. And war is hell. I still can't forgive Disney for saying the things they said about that actress. Forgot her name. That's not. And it's called a Trojan horse. Just- They played Trojan bait for the king's gaze. So that's the last kiss for Gunner in this lifetime. Darian Bloodaxe was the one who died along with his men in part one. If Darian didn't die, they'll probably be more of the rebels on the Battle of Thermopylae. Yep, 300. Now this scene reminds me of Ripley from Aliens. Only thing different here is that no xenomorph has appeared. This is the first time we see the Kali working. We'll probably be seeing the Kali in the director's cut, part one and part two. It's a more complete story. This part is, of course, the Netflix cut, the rated PG-13. So those Kali that powers the dreadnought are interdimensional creatures. Zack really made uh, a war story here. The director's cut in about 4 months. Yeah. So the Kali are Anunnakis, alien creatures from ancient times. I need to rewatch all those ancient alien uh, series out there. Draw. Did you notice that there's coal-like elements here? It's It's shit coming from the Kali that powers the ship. He went there. The blueprint actually went there and said it. Yes, our mind is blown. I need to watch all those interviews the past week. I often mistake the character of Cassius with Brett Culver's character. Gold in the coal and sand powering up the ship. It's actually, yeah, it's space feces. Uh, charge the can. There it is. Brett, Skywalker's buddy. I'm a follower of Brett over at Twitter, and he follows me. It's yeah, it's so wild, man. Brett follows me on Twitter. It's not a one-sided affair. Brett has more role in part one than in part two. So this makes you think that Zack's Wonder Woman scene is better than Pam, the one Pam made. This looks like real war, not seen in Star Wars in generation. Titus is worried. I think he's worried that they're not gonna make it out alive. This is where culture differs. The Japanese culture is honored to die, while the Western culture is honored to live. Makes you think, right? And Jimmy, look at the cape. Look at the arrival. The cape says it all. The Superman thingy. Boom! Superman punch. If one Jimmy can do this to the Imperium soldiers, what will happen if there was an army of Jimmys out there? Pag! Goodbye. Superman lift off. Yeah, the Council of Jimmys. Superhero landing. It's so awesome. I'm fanboying now. Titus must be thinking, why arrive late? Time remaining 29 minutes and 40 seconds left for the film. And we're running out of time. This is Brett's rule. He's the gunman, pun intended. This guy looks familiar. One of the Cryptea. That's what you call an entrance. Yeah. So, how many times did you watch part two of Rebel Moon, Sin? This is my fifth watch. So, this is in the trailer. Man, I have a long way to go to catch up with you. You watch it in the movie, right? In the theaters. You'll notice the pyramid structure near the village. There it is. Wow, private screening. There's the pyramid. Archelaus. Yep, there is a pyramid. Those pyramids reminds me of the one in somewhere in Asia or South America. buried pyramids, pyramids all over the place. Much like in real life, there are lots of pyramids, and pyramids are not natural structures. They're man-made. Boom! So when they destroy the Kali, the gun was destroyed. Yep, it's Kora with the blue molten sword. Kora is not. I think Kora is better than Rain. Star Wars fans will hate me. That's ZSJL homage. The smoking sword. Man, I wonder how they present this in the director's cut. 23 minutes remaining. Everyone is escaping. Look at me! I remember my uncle keeps saying that word. Look at me when he's drunk. Hey, we have D Broderick. What's going on? Well, we're having this spoiler review, spoiler watch along of Rebel Moon, the Scargiver. With earlier we have Brogo in the chat, and we have Sin Havoc. So, hey man, how many times did you see uh, Rebel Moon Part 2? Boom. So even if the King's Gaze crash, nice. That's nice. You have a lot to catch up on. Sin has watched it 9 times. I wa- I have my fifth one now. All right. Boom. Look at that. 20 minutes and 25 seconds left for this film to end. Yeah, you need to catch up, man. Notice that Kora doesn't have a seatbelt, so how can she crash safely? That's boo boo. Thanks for coming to the stream, D. Broderick. So, what do you think of part two? More, this is more action filled, more battle. Why does the man say, I love you first? And we have the rebellion, the Blood Axe Rebellion to the rescue. When my wife and I watched this earlier today, we said that, is that Zack Snyder as that alien fighter? My wife's comment was, they're late, like cops, cops late. And yes, everyone's cheering. No problem. Look, I thought it was exactly what the critics were looking for. Backstories on the characters and Korra, motivation. I love it. Yes, we all love it. And those critics, those haters will always hate what they don't understand. They just want to rob us of our happiness. Those are cheers of joy. Man, I'm having goosebumps here. This is my fifth time watching, and I still get goosebumps in watching this scene. This is so cool. Time left is 16 minutes and 25 seconds. Gunnar is dead. That's one. We have three dead main characters. Blood Axe, Blood Axe in part one. Now Gunnar and Nemesis in part two. No problem. Thank you for joining the chat and watching the stream. Thanks. I enjoyed it. I enjoy your presence, man. Thanks. This is a pyre, a tribute to the fallen. Cleopatra, uh, the actress who played Blood Axe, needs to have more scenes, but she does have her own comic book. Titus knows. I know your name, Devra Blood Axe. I think the essence of the princess is somewhere scattered in the multiverse. It's one princess might die, but she's all around in the in time and space. All right, this is similar to A New Hope somehow. They will continue to fight and search for the princess. The search for the lost princess. Oh my dog is barking. To find her and to fight. That's a hashtag material. To find her and to fight. They burn the bodies of the dead, much like the old ways. And yes, fight. Hashtag fight. So that was awesome. The movie is awesome, man. I'm gonna watch this again and again and again. The movie, the film is so good, in my opinion. This is not whatever those critics says, whatever those betas are saying. This is not it. So thanks again for joining me in my stream. Sin, thank you also for Brogu and D Broderick for coming along in the chat. And yes, do continue to subscribe to my channel at Qatar Hall 5 at YouTube. Follow me on my socials in Facebook, Tumblr, Instagram, Threads, and X Twitter. And yes, wait. And yes, Mikey verse forever. And Cell is the way. Till next time.
They look alive to me.
Because I saved them.
Well, that's why I waited until you were there. I got the information I needed. No one died. I did it your way.
He does have a point.
I know it got lost in all the confusion, but we still have some issues to settle here. There are only heroes and there are villains.
You think yourself a hero, but you would let these criminals go free.
Heroes don't kill people.
Well, I do.